The story begins in 1954. Let's see a man named Ray Kroc. Ray worked a lot in his life. He worked as a driver in an ambulance. He played the piano in a musical band. He also sold a lot of things as a salesman. He also worked as a property. Today, Ray is 52 years old. He used to work as a salesman in a company. He used to sell juicer and blender. He saved some money in his life, so that he could spend his old age easily. Ray's wife used to support him in everything. But Ray had to do something in his life. He was eager to move forward. He always thought that he should do something. One day Ray gets a call from his secretary who tells Ray to go to a restaurant and give the Kate juicer machine. Ray says, "What? Kate? I think you heard something wrong. Do this. Give me their number. I will find out myself." Secretary Ray gives them their number. When Ray calls there, then he talks to Dick, who says to Ray, "Yes, I had ordered the juicer machine. But you do not do 6, but we want 8. Now Ray found his restaurant address and went to deliver it. When he goes to his restaurant, he sees that there are long lines of people there. When he also orders something to eat, his order came in a few seconds. Ray was surprised to see his fast taste speed because no one orders so quickly. Now he starts eating his food sitting on the side. Then a man comes to him while cleaning and asks. Ray answers, "Very interesting. But who are you?" That man says, "I am the owner of this place." When Ray gives him his card, he knew that he is the one who got the juicer machine. Now that man tells Ray his name is Mac. And along with that, he took him inside, showing the whole system of his kitchen. Ray gets everything. Things were very good. Here Ray, Mac's brother, also meets Dick, with whom he had spoken on the phone. Ray tells both of them, "I liked your work a lot. I want to invite you to dinner." Dick says, "No, let it be." But Ray, he doesn't listen to them. At night, the three of them meet in a hotel. Ray asks them, "How did you start all this?" "I liked everything a lot." Mac tells, "We were small and very hungry. We also lacked jobs in our city, so we came to Hollywood. In the world of films, where films were made, we started working as truck drivers. And in a few days, we earned a lot of money. Then we thought of opening a theater with that money. But at that time, if only 1 or 2 movies were released in a year, then we could also be harmed. Then we thought of opening a small restaurant. But that city was small. There were very few people, so we couldn't do this job. Then we thought of opening our restaurant in a big city. But we didn't have that much money. So we shifted our small restaurant there. We named it McDonald's. Yes, that same McDonald's which is now spread all over the world. In the beginning, our work went very well, but our sales started to decrease. The reason for that was that our restaurant was actually a driving restaurant. But our order was delayed. Mac tells that we had 27 items in our menu. But we found out that we have more burger, fries and soft drinks in our menu. Then we started to do paper packing and finished the mess of the dishes. Then we started that people come and take their food. But we wanted to do something that has our idea in it. Don't tell anyone about this. We thought for our customers that we will complete their order in 30 seconds. But we did it. We took all our employees to a place where we made our kitchen design and got our employees practiced. At first it took us time, but we succeeded quickly. Then we got our kitchen made exactly like this. But this plan also failed. When people started asking for delivery by giving us the horn of the car, we said, "You have to come and give your order." So more than half the customers were. We went from our place. Then we thought that the old way is better. But for that, we couldn't do everything again. So we thought of opening again. So that people know about us. That then many insects came there. Which came because of the lights. Everyone went again. Our restaurant got empty. Next morning a child came to us. He ordered 3 burgers. Although our restaurant was closed. But we still didn't refuse him. Then a car stopped. Then another one. And so on. Line which has not ended till date. It has been 30 years since we have done this work. Now after listening to the full story of those 2 brothers, Ray goes from there. Next morning, Ray goes back to those 2 brothers and says that you should open another franchise of McDonald's, which means a restaurant in different cities of his name. Dick says that we tried it, but our plan was failing. Ray asks why. Dick says quality control. We can't see these things properly. What will the people who use our name do? We opened a restaurant called our own in a place, and they started selling something different. So it's better to open 50 bad restaurants. We thought that what we have now, we can control on our own. Pay attention to them. Then one eye goes to a painting. When Ray asks about it, he tells that it was our idea. For our restaurant, there was a yellow ring light on that building. He says that's the same restaurant. There is more. When Ray goes to that place and sees the restaurant, which had yellow lights, idea comes to life. When Ray comes back and tells his wife about everything, she says, Ray, you have worked hard in your life. Now leave everything, give your family some time. But Ray was very hardworking. He wanted to do something in life. That's why he goes to those 2 brothers again, Mac and Dick. He tells them that I have been to many cities. One thing in every city was common. The judge and the court. So this idea came to my mind about McDonald's. We will also make our own branch in every city. Where people eat with their family and enjoy a lot. And have a lot of fun. So I mean it clearly. I want to work with you people. So that's why he was ready to contract with Ray. There were many conditions in that contract. But still, Ray meets all the conditions and agrees. Now, he needed money to open a new restaurant, so that's why Ray gets his house kept near the bank and takes some money. He started working on his project. After a few days, a new branch of his, McDonald's, opens. In this, Ray gave his day and night. Now, both brothers refused to listen to Ray. But Ray was crazy about everything. When he goes to eat with his wife and friends, Ray tells his friends about his ideas. He wanted to open another branch of McDonald's. His friends were ready to believe this. They opened the restaurant with their money. In a month, the 3rd branch of McDonald's opens, but Ray is not happy with his work. Then, he decides to make a separate team. He keeps everyone in his team who wanted to do something in life. Ray meets a man again, who was the owner of a restaurant. His name was very famous. He is very impressed by McDonald's. His wife was also with the owner of the restaurant. Ray liked her a lot. He plays the piano with her. That man also bought a McDonald's franchise from Ray. He says that he will open it at a place that had been in the middle of the city for a year. McDonald's had made a lot of progress, but, still Ray is not getting any profit. That's why now he calls Mac and Dick again and says that we should make a contract again so that I have some money left. But those 2 brothers were feeling that they made a big mistake by contracting with Ray. They wanted to end the partnership with Ray. When Ray goes home, his wife asks him, Ray, did you take a loan by keeping our house in the bank? I have received a call from the bank. You haven't paid them in installments for 3 months. If this happens, we will be on the road very soon. The owner of the restaurant who had bought McDonald's franchise a while ago, whose wife also liked it, when Ray tells her about all his problems, the restaurant owner tells her, in fact, the milkshakes we make, the ice creams we make, they cost a lot to store them in the fridge. So then the owner's wife gives Ray an idea. The milkshake made of powder tells him that it comes in 2 flavors, chocolate and vanilla. We can save our expenses from its use. By doing this, the electricity bill of all McDonald's will also be halved. We will not need ice cream again. Now when Ray tastes it, he really likes it. He tells all this to both the brothers. But they clearly refuse to do this. They say that we need 2 ice creams to make milkshake. We can't do that. We don't compromise in our quality. They refuse to do this. Ray McDonald's 13 branches had been opened. But he was not earning money yet. If you want to make some changes, you have to take permission from your partners, Mac and Dick. It is written in your contract. When you let someone open a McDonald's branch, what do you have to do? Ray tells the person who wants our name, that person buys land and makes a restaurant. Then we give him a 20-year McDonald's franchise license. Along with that, we give him training. We also tell him about our machines. That person listens to everything Ray says and says no. In this way, you can never make much profit. Why don't you do this work? You buy the land yourself and then you give the man who wants to buy the franchise on rent. This way you can get the rent. If you can buy more land, your business will grow. And if they don't keep things of good quality, you can cancel their license. And then your partners, Mac and Dick, will be in your hands. Ray says, "What do you mean by saying that? If I do this, then both the brothers will not own McDonald's." That man says, "Yes, that's right." Now, Ray listens to that man and opens another company which is called Franchise Reality Corporation. When Mac and Dick find out about this, you can never move forward. You don't want to progress. So I did all this. You have to take risks for business. And I did all that. Ray says, "You can't do anything to me." After hearing this, Mac is diagnosed with diabetes because he already had diabetes. Mac is taken to the hospital. Where Ray comes to meet him, he gives him a check. Mac says, "What do you want to buy?" Ray says, "Get well. We will talk later." He left after saying this much. Mac tells his brother that we can never win this. He calls Ray and says that we need a lot of money. And the company's 1% profit and our first branch's ownership. Ray thinks all this was too much. He talks to him and says, "Look, I'm ready to listen to everything. But I can't give you the 1% profit because my investors will never agree for this." They both agree. "When you first met us, we told you about everything. So why didn't you start your own business?" He says that success lies in choosing a restaurant or not in making it, but in the name of McDonald's. I wanted this name. Look, all the money I gave you today, you spend all your life. You can never earn it. He says that and leaves. Now McDonald's name from Mac and Dick, Ray had bought it completely. They are separated from this name. Ray's success. Today, there are 1,600 McDonald's branches in 5 countries. So this is clear. The only person who has the passion to work and passion to work, who was in the Ray, has achieved a lot from this passion. Finally, it is shown that Ray married the owner of the restaurant's wife, with whom he played the piano. This is a true story. So I hope you have come to know how McDonald's was made. And with this, the story of this film ends here.